In today's episode, I'm talking about the Skate4 playtest that happened this past week, as well as the Skate4 boardroom. So follow along and let's talk some skate.
Bam bam ayo, what a bam bam.
That ain't got nothing to do with rap. Check the facts, expose those cats.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hippy Jump Podcast, a podcast all about the video game franchise Skate. If you enjoy what I bring you today, as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the podcast. It really helps me out. So this past week, in terms of Skate4, has been crazy. If you haven't really been paying attention, you might not have seen everything that's been going on. There hasn't been official news, but there's been a lot of things going on in terms of leaks and all that sort of thing. If you haven't seen these leaks or anything, I'm not going to put them in this video because I want my videos to stay on YouTube. I don't want to get taken down by EA, but I'm going to discuss some things that had to do with all of that happened this week. So if you weren't aware, there was a Skate4 playtest this past week that happened, and there was a bunch of people playing. Obviously, they were all under NDA, but what happened was a cracked version of the Skate4 playtest came online. Someone leaked that out on the internet, and once people started noticing that, they kind of went crazy, and all sorts of Skate4 footage started popping up everywhere, all over YouTube, Reddit, Google, everything. It was all over the place. One thing I have to point out about this leak is this actually isn't the playtest that people were playing this week. It's really weird how this lined up. I'm not really sure, but the playtest that leaked, the cracked version, is not the same as the playtest that people were playing officially when they signed up after that trailer dropped. So these are two separate alpha builds of the game. So the playtest that's leaking all over the place, if you've seen the footage, that's actually from an earlier playtest build back in September 2021, so it's almost a year old at this point. A lot of people think it's the playtest that happened last week, but it's actually not. I'm not sure how different these playtests are and how different they would even look, so I'm not sure if maybe some footage was from the most recent one and some footage was from the year-old one. It's not very clear. I'm not too sure on that. But I was reading through some Reddit comments, and obviously I'm not a game developer, so I don't know anything. But a lot of people were saying this playtest is from their whiteboxing phase. And from what I read online, a whitebox phase in terms of game development is like they strip down the game and all the in-game assets where they're textureless and everything, so they can just focus on like the in-game engine and the in-game like character movements and the skating and stuff like that. So that's why if you see that gameplay, it's very textureless and there's really not a lot going on in the whole world because it's whitebox phase from what I understand. So now I do want to talk about the playtest that happened last week, not the one that was cracked from a year ago. Now there is someone that went on Reddit and posted a bunch of details about the playtest from this past week. He said he got the information from someone else that was in the playtest, and none of this is confirmed. This guy could have made all of this up, so please take all of this with a grain of salt, because of course he did not play the game. He just got this information from someone else who apparently played it, so you know, it could not all be true, but it's very interesting nonetheless, so I want to look at what it says. I just want you to keep in mind that some of these things could not even make it to the game, or some of these things could be completely made up. So it's really just believe what you want, but I'm just saying listen to this news and don't, take it for fact, because we're not sure yet. I will link the Reddit post down below because I'm not going to go through everything because he said a lot and I don't want to just be sitting here reading a bunch of things off to you guys. So if you want to go check it out yourself, after this video, there's more details in there that I did not touch on. I really just took out the important things that I thought were like, oh, this is interesting information. So first of all, the game is running on Frostbite, and that's not surprising at all. It's an EA game, so kind of figured it was gonna be on the Frostbite engine. And also this has been said by developers in the Skate Discord, so that's not really crazy news, but that's in the article. So if you didn't know what engine it's on Frostbite. The map in this alpha build is called Fun City, and Tom Henderson actually leaked that like 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. We talked about that on this show, and he mentioned that it was called Fun City. Apparently Fun City is only a portion of the map, so it's just one city area, and it has a bunch of different things like older parks and older locations from the older games in the series. You have things like the community center or the Matrix Plaza, things like that. They've made a return, but also it's not the whole map. Apparently the whole map has newer things as well. It's just some things from the older skate games that they brought in, which is pretty cool. Apparently the game is a massive online world full of players, and the leaker said that there was 60 people in his server at the time that he was playing. So that's crazy. That's a lot of people skating. I wonder what that all looks like, you know, if all of them get together in one area, or like 60 people bombing down the hill. Could you imagine that? Like, that'd be crazy. Apparently there's no player collision in the alpha, but I wonder if there will be player collision in, you know, the official release. I feel like that might be a little problematic if there is. The next thing he says is bus stops are used as fast travel points, which is a pretty cool idea. That's kind of like the train stations in the older games. You could go there and actually, I think you hit a button on the D-pad and you would pull up the map and you could fast travel to other places. So that's not like super new to skate. The next thing is the tester compared the career to Tony Hawk's Proving Grounds. It says it's all about skating, sharing, and creativity. It's been a long time since I played Proving Ground. I do remember beating that game a long time ago, and I remember doing things, and you had like your hub world, which hub world was like your little own skate park, and you would do things out in the world, and then that would then let you unlock stuff for your in-game like skate park, if that makes sense. So I'm assuming it's kind of like that. You go out, you do things in game followers and create things, skate, you get XP, and then you unlock things and you can add that to your home skate park, because also in this Reddit post it says that you get like your own skate park and stuff like that you can add to over time. So I'm assuming by saying Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, that's what they're talking about. The player did say that he thinks he played an online career and that there's a whole other career that's completely under wraps that no one knows anything about yet, which is super interesting. Maybe there's a whole online section and then a single player section. They both have their different stories to it, or maybe the online is more like completing challenges and then the single player is more like a story with pros and stuff. The game does have in-game currency, so that is back, and you earn that by completing challenges and missions and things like that. You can use this in-game currency to buy clothes and crafting items. Yes, there is crafting. Now I don't know what the crafting looks like, obviously, because I have not played this game yet, but apparently you can get crafting items and build. I'm assuming you can build like park pieces like ramps, stairs, rails, stuff like that with crafting items. And if you remember way back when Cousin Darren did the Jenkum interview, when the game was first announced, they said that they wanted it to be like, oh, you see that wood over there, you can take that wood and use it as crafting material. So this was actually hinted at a long time ago. It also says you can get blueprints for skate items as well. So I'm assuming this kind of ties into the crafting stuff. You know, you get a blueprint and then you get materials to craft that, and then boom, you got a stair set or something. I don't know. The game does have a leveling system as well, and apparently it goes up to level 100. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if you can like see that, if there's like a roadmap of levels. Maybe that's how this guy knows that. But that would make sense to me if it's an online game and you're doing challenges, earning XP, getting money. Of course, there's going to be a leveling system. That's just how games are now. There's an in-game video editor and photo editor, which isn't surprising. Obviously, there's going to be a video editor. But in this one, you can add filters and you can add like stickers to your photos and stuff, and you share them online, and that's probably another way to get XP as well. And honestly, the most interesting thing out of this whole Reddit post is there are apparently Halloween-themed stickers in the game. And the Reddit poster says this is probably hinting at a Halloween release, and it's kind of up in the air. Is it 2022 Halloween or 2023 Halloween? That I'm not sure of. If I were to put money on one of them, I would probably say it's 2023. I do not see this game coming out in October of this year. So, I mean, it's July. You know, we only have like 3 months until then, unless they're literally about to announce a release date, but I don't think so. If it's gonna be coming out around Halloween, if there's really Halloween items already in this game, it's probably gonna be next fall, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I could completely be wrong. So those are some things that I pulled from the Reddit post that I thought were interesting. Like I said, I linked it down below if you guys want to go check it out yourself. It's very interesting stuff, And don't forget, this could all just be made up. I mean, it seems very on the nose to be made up, but I'm not taking it as fact. I'm just saying this is interesting information that someone put out there, and interpret it how you will. But just remember, don't take anything as fact until EA and Full Circle actually announce something. Now, the next thing I want to talk about today is the boardroom. So after they posted that recent Skate 4 trailer about a week and a half ago, they said that there's also going to be a Skate boardroom. I'm sure a lot of people saw that and were like, what the hell is a boardroom? Because that's what I said as well. So the boardroom is happening July 14th. That's this Thursday, so make sure you're paying attention. And it's happening 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, go to your time zones and make sure you know what time that is for you. They really didn't say what the boardroom is, but if you're in the Skate Discord and you scroll through all the Creed comments, you can see bits and pieces of information about the boardroom from community manager Jeff Braddock. He has said a few things about it. So what I know about it is it's going to be some sort of video where they're answering a lot of our questions. I don't know if that's directly like taking comments and answering them. From what I understand, it's not a live stream, so it's a pre-recorded thing that's going to answer a lot of our questions in a Q&A style video. And Jeff said it's going to be bringing big news, so hopefully that means platforms at least. That's what I want to know. I want to know, is this game going to be on current gen and last gen, or just current gen? That's really the biggest thing I want to know. I'm not expecting a release date unless it's actually coming out in October of this year. Then that's probably where they're going to announce a release date, but I don't think that's going to be don't count on that. That's probably not a thing. I would like for them to go into more detail about what the game actually is, what it's going to look like when we play it. What are we looking forward to for this game? And I do think a lot of our questions will be answered in this video regarding like what this game is. Is it free to play? Hopefully they answer that, because honestly, it seems like this game could be free to play from all this information that we're getting. I think if anything, they're going to lay out what the multiplayer aspect of the game looks like. I don't think they're going to be sharing details about single player yet, if they are separated. If there is a single player campaign and there's characters and stuff, I don't think they're going to be touching on that yet, but I think the multiplayer thing is going to be laid out. Also, something that I thought would be interesting is if they released a multiplayer free and then there's a single player campaign that you have to pay for. That would be interesting. I wonder if they're planning on doing something like that. Because if you have a multiplayer free to play, you're going to get a lot of people in that, and then the true hardcores, the real skate fans, they're gonna pay that extra money to get into that single player stuff. This has been no way hinted at or anything like that. This is just me speculating, just thinking about what could possibly happen. So guys, that's a lot of the information that's been happening with Skate 4 over the past week. That's not everything, like I said, but this is the important stuff to me that I wanted to bring to you guys. As for your comments from the past video, a lot of you guys seemed very excited about the trailer. It seemed like everyone was very pleased with it. Cracker even said that he was horny for Skate 4, so that's something. One comment that I did want to bring in that I thought was interesting is DJ actually commented asking, do we think Skate 4 will take advantage of the DualSense controller on PS5? And that's super interesting. I've never actually thought about that. I think you could do some really cool things with the DualSense controller and skateboarding. I mean, you get like individual cracks in the ground, you could feel it on different parts of the controller. Or like, say you are going off a ledge and it's like a 2-foot ledge, you feel like a little bit of vibration. And then you do like a 6-foot ledge or something crazy, a stair set, and you feel like more vibration. That would be really cool as well. But anyways guys, thank you so much for the support. As always, it means so much to me. We're almost to 100 subs, which is awesome. Tell your friends about this channel if they are very obsessed with Skate 4 like we are, and they can come watch this and talk with us in the comments. Like I said from day one, I'm trying to build a community here. I want all of us to talk about Skate together, so definitely let people know if they're interested in Skate. Don't forget to tune in to the boardroom on July 14th. It's going to be some interesting information coming out, it seems like, and I will be doing a video, recapping it and saying how I feel about the information that they provide us that day. So definitely look forward to that as well. So I hope you guys have a great week and go play some skate.